I own your soul. Hey, what's up everyone, and oh god, what the hell is that smell? Do you smell that? If you don't, you will at the end of this video, because this is my top 10 worst video games of 2011. Yeah, finally I'm doing my top 10 worst games, and of course I'm going to do my top 20 best games, and the same for movies. Let's do this. Let's get straight into this with the number 10 video game that sucked balls in 2011. NCIS, the video game, which is probably the easiest game I've played in the last 2 years, because, or maybe even the last 3 or 4, because it's a game that you can't lose at. If you fail at one of these puzzles, I'm using quotes here, puzzles in this game, you retry straight from where you were when you failed. So you fail it, there's no consequence, you just do it again, and there's some of the easiest puzzles ever, so if you fail it, you'll feel like an idiot anyway, and even if you feel like an idiot, you gotta start right back where you left off. So this game is, there's no way you'll lose at this game. It really is. It's about a 4-hour game. It's boring as hell. The stories are not fun because it's broken up into episodes if you ever watched the actual show. I heard the show is actually entertaining, not the freaking game. It's boring as hell. The graphics are terrible. The puzzles are not fun. This game is just boring as hell. Do not play it. Only if you want to get an easy 1,000-point achievements, which a lot of people would. Definitely go play this game then, because it would be a perfect rent for you. Do not buy it though. That's my number 10, NCIS, the video game. The Cursed Crusade. I can forgive a game that has, you know, a bland story, sound design that's not great, voice acting that's terrible, hell, even written terribly. I can forgive all that. But if you have glitches and bad gameplay, then I'm sorry, I cannot play you. And the Cursed Crusade, I couldn't play for over 3 hours because, I mean, the story was decent, the voice acting wasn't that bad, and the writing wasn't all that bad, but really, the gameplay was so repetitive and so boring, and there was so many glitches, I couldn't keep playing it. It really is a bad game. You can tell it's definitely low budget, but it's not one of those really good low budget games like Limbo. Oh no, it definitely isn't. The Cursed Crusade is not a bueno game. So there we go, there was my number 9, The Cursed Crusade. Thor, God of Thunder is my number 8, and this game just frustrates me beyond end. It really does, because it's a game at first was kind of easy, you know, the action is pretty bad, but you know, nothing really mind-numbingly awful about it. It gets about an hour and a half into it, and then it gets frustrating. I mean, really frustrating, with enemies that are like 3 times your size that wail on you, a combat system that's just freaking terrible, blocking system that doesn't really work. It's just a horrible excuse for a video game. But the reason why it's only number 8 is because it's a movie game, so what the freak was I expecting? So there you go. 8 is Thor, God of Thunder. Not a very good game at all. Definitely not worth picking up. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. Yet another movie-based game. Oh my god, this one actually frustrates me a little bit more than Thor, because I was actually expecting this to be decent, because I've heard previews and like just things from the actual developer saying it will be better than the first one. The first one was like, alright, we're just trying out the third-person shooter kind of stuff for Harry Potter. The second one will be much better, and it's worse. It's shorter, it's worse, it's more frustrating, it's more repetitive. It's not good, and even worse, it tells the story in this game, which is a fantastic story by the way, so choppily and so uninteresting and unemotional that it just pissed me off. It really did. So Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 is actually worse than Thor because of the story part, in my opinion. So there you go. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 sucks. XMen Destiny. Silicon Knights, what happened to you? You made Eternal Darkness Sanity's Requiem, one of the best horror games of all time, and then you made Too Human, a pretty damn good game in my opinion, and then XMen Destiny. This game is absolutely trash. I was so looking forward to it because it was an X-Men game that was set in an RPG universe. I mean, that would have been great. I would have loved that, man. Leveling up your superhuman guy and making him badass and giving him different abilities. And for the most part, you do kind of do that in this game, but so terribly put together and so terribly developed. It's just not fun, and the combat is so bad, the story's not interesting, and the characters are not really fun to be around with. I mean, X-Men is great, it has a great cast of characters, and this game definitely does not use them at all. This game is bad. Mindjack, one of the funniest games of all time. And no, that's not intentional. That is definitely not intentional. This game had a really, really cool premise. I mean, you control people with your mind and have them do your bidding by, getting a random shotgun out of their purse or something. I don't know where they get guns from this game when you take over people, but, you take over people and then let them do your bidding and let them get killed, whatever. And it had a cool premise. The thing is, everything around it was so bad. The gameplay, the graphics, the voice acting, the dialogue, it was so horrendous and had some of the worst AI of all time. This game is definitely a piece of crap. It is. But definitely go watch a couple of cutscenes because they're hilarious to listen to because the voice acting is so bad. So anyway, there you go. There was Mindjack. Horrible game, but kind of funny. Body count. Now, Mindjack was funny. This game, there's nothing funny about it because when I played this game, I didn't give it that bad a review. I really didn't. But then I played it some more after my review, and oh god, this game frustrated me beyond belief. I hate this game now. I really do. Body Count is a generic first-person shooter with some of the most annoying enemies and one of the stupidest premises of all time, okay? It has a premise here. It just wants you to kill things, except they don't give you that much health, so it wants you to go out and kill with skill, just like Bulletstorm did, except they don't give you that much health, so you die constantly, okay? So it's stupid. It really is. Body Count is just a bad game with a terrible story, short single player, and a horrible multiplayer. Do not play this game. It pissed me off. It really did. Man vs. Wild, the game. Holy flying flippity doodah. This game has some of the worst graphics I've ever seen, some of the worst mini games I've ever played, and some of the worst glitches I have ever encountered. It really is a terrible low budget game based on a somewhat successful TV show. Bear Grylls, you're cool, I guess. You drink piss, that's awesome. This game is no bueno. Oh god, is it no bueno. It is very, very no bueno. Okay, do not play it. Do not play it. Horrible game. Ghostbusters Sanctum of Slime, more like Sphincter of Shit. This game is horrible. It's one of the most generic top-down shooters I've ever played, and just like Mindjack and Body Count and every freaking other game I played in this list, maybe besides NCIS the game, it's really frustrating. It is extremely frustrating. I could not complete this game because it was so frustrating, and mainly because I couldn't find anybody to play with online, and the AI for my teammates are so freaking stupid. They get themselves killed all the time, and I can't do anything about it. It's horrible. You have to keep switching your weapons just to kill certain enemies, and it's so frustrating. It's a stupid idea, and you have a whole new cast of Ghostbusters, which are some of the most annoying characters too. Luckily, they have no voices, so you can't hear them. That's the best thing about this game. Oh, I hate this game. I really do. Behavior, don't make another Ghostbusters game again, or I will stab each one of you. I freaking mean it. And the worst video game of 2011 has to go to Call of Warz, The Cartel. Oh god, Techland, okay? You made Dead Island. Very fun game. Very glitchy, very muddy graphically, but very, very fun game. But, oh my god, you spread your butt cheeks and you just shat this game out. This game is so insulting to me because I love the Call of Juarez series. Well, now I don't, but I used to when the first two were out. The first one, really good game. Second one was a fantastic game. This game somehow does everything worse than the second game, which is, it was 2 years since the second game, so you should have improved on stuff besides make everything worse. The story is insultingly terrible. The stereotypes are just horrible. I mean, horrible in this game. The gameplay is so lackluster, it makes you want to shoot yourself. You wish you had one of these N64 looking guns, because that's what they look like graphically, and you just want to shoot yourself in the freaking head. It's such a... It's such a bad game. It's so bad. Whew, it's so bad. I hate this game. I hate it. I hate it. I really do. Do not play this game. If you do like this game, I will slit your throat and I will screw the wound. I swear I will. Well, no, I won't, but don't like this game. Please don't tell me you like this game, because this game is so bad. Call of Juarez, the Cartel is the worst game of 2011. And there you go. There's my first list for the 2011 best and worst of. Call of Juarez, the Cartel can go screw itself. I had to say it because, oh my god, my 2 reviews that I posted for this game got taken down for some strange reasons. Ubisoft doesn't like me trashing their terrible freaking game, I guess. So, there you go. There's my top 10 list for 2011 worst games. I hope you enjoyed it. I didn't. Thank you, and see you next year for the top 10 worst games of 2012. There'll probably be terrible ones just like this year. Thank you, and goodbye.